Hello from the Bureau of Meteorology with a severe weather update on the low pressure system that's brought all of this severe weather to southeastern Australia this week. Now there's been several factors that have led to the low developing in the way that it did. Firstly, we've had a feed of moist tropical air coming in from the Indian Ocean down over South Australia. We've also seen very cold, dry air moving up from the Southern Ocean over the top of that low. And those air masses have combined to lead to an environment that was right for the low to develop quite rapidly and also for severe thunderstorms to develop. The low, as it moved across, has brought widespread rain to the southeastern parts of the country. In the last 12 hours, it's been near stationary just over Victoria, but still wrapping in wind and moisture on the northern and southern flanks of the low. And as we expected, we have seen the higher rainfall peaks in the last 24 hours around the more elevated areas of the Mount Lofty ranges in South Australia, down in Tasmania, through the Ovens and Kiewa catchments of Victoria. And while up on the southwest slopes and ACT didn't see quite those high totals, they were still quite noticeable, 40 to 60 millimetres there. And we now, because of all of this additional rainfall, have 43 flood warnings in place. Noticeably, we now have a major flood warning for the Gawler catchment in South Australia, expected to peak at major flood levels later today. And down in Tasmania, the Macquarie River now has a moderate flood warning also. For Tasmania, the main area of rain has shifted towards the south, so we have a severe weather warning for heavy rain and damaging winds for the southeast coastal fringe. And later today, up on the central and northern tablelands, mid-north and Hunter coasts, we do expect to see some damaging winds up to 90 kilometres per hour developing. Now this low pressure system is going to remain quite slow moving towards the southeast later today, but the winds are starting to ease off as it moves away. So our focus now shifts to the next system, which is going to impact Western Australia during Saturday. We'll see gale force winds feeding in around this low once again, possibly impacting the Perth region. The system is going to continue to move towards the east across the weekend. It is going to bring more rainfall, which may lead to prolonged river rises in those already saturated eastern catchments, but not as much rainfall as what we experienced this week. And the low will move south, so we're not going to see the impacts from the winds that we've seen this week. So over the next 24 hours, we are expecting to see more rain around the elevated peaks in the southeast, and then during Saturday, the rain will pick up in Western Australia as that frontal system approaches. So we do still have a lot of warnings in place, even though those winds are easing, still expecting those flood warnings to continue right throughout into next week. So stay up to date with all the latest forecasts and warnings on the Bureau's website, follow us on Twitter, and be sure to listen in to advice from the emergency services.